Okay, Mayor, the meeting is yours.
All right, thank you, Susan. Certainly want to welcome all of you to the Vinton Town Council meeting for this Tuesday evening, July 3rd, 2023. You thought I was going to mess it up, didn't you? Certainly good to see all of you, and as always, we will start with the roll call, please. Sue.
Councilmember Mullins. Here. Councilmember Stovall.
Here.
Vice Mayor McCarty.
Here.
Mayor Gross.
Here. As always, here in the town of Vinton, and a good way to start the new year. In a second, I'll ask you to stand for a moment of silence. During this time, you can pray if you would like. I certainly plan to, or meditate as you see fit. If you do that, I hope you'll keep this country and this community in your thoughts and prayers, and certainly this council meeting. And just seems to be a lot of folks sick and in the hospital these days, so we'll just keep all those folks in our thoughts and prayers. And while we're standing, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance, and let's see, any volunteers for that? All right, thank you.
Me.
Councilmember
I was
Mullins.
voluntold. No, I'm just kidding.
Councilmember Mullins will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you'll stand for those two items, please.
Please face the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Laura, you're always such a great volunteer.
Well, thank you. And Keith, I'm going to pass that job on eventually.
Eventually, yeah, that's right. So, upcoming community events and announcements and all that. Vice Mayor, what you got there?
I do have some. Chastity's going to announce some more when she comes up for her portion tonight. Twin Creeks, Wednesday nights bingo, Thursday nights trivia night. Rosie's, January the 6th, Jared Stout Band at 8 p.m. January the 7th, Five Shades of Grey at 8 p.m. January 13th, Corey Hunley and Matt Powell at 8 p.m. And the 14th is Jordan Harmon Band at 8. And also Martin Luther King Day Skate at Firehouse Skate. It's half price skate on that day.
Oh, cool.
Fun things for the kids to do.
Yeah, you bet.
And that's all I have until she comes up.
All right. So, Chastity, you just going to make your announcements a little bit later then, is that right? Oh, yeah, that's great. Any other announcements this evening? Okay. If not, we will move on. And, of course, the next thing is our investiture service. So, Madam Clerk, I guess we turn it over to you. Got a few folks that have to walk across the coals, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, we will ask Councilwoman McCarty to come.
That's a young. She was almost one. Go in.
Left hand on the Bible and cut your promise to me. How about you get on that side? Okay. Left hand on the Bible and the right hand. How's that?
I can punch Chris in the back.
I, Sabrina M. McCarty,
I, Sabrina M. McCarty,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of Virginia,
and the Constitution of Virginia,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as a member of Vinton Town Council
of Vinton Town Council
for a term beginning
for a term beginning
January 1, 2023,
January 1, 2023, 2023
and expire December 31, 2026,
and expiring December 31, 2026,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you.
Need your signature.
Okay.
Oh, did you really?
Speech.
Excited about the next 4 years. We've got a lot going on in Benton, and it's been a good 8 years, so I can only imagine it's going to continue to roll. We've got a great staff and a great town council and a great mayor, so I look forward to it, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, you know, after hearing all that, we could probably just renew our vows for you. She might not want to, she didn't say yes.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything.
Yeah. I, Michael W. Stovall,
I, Michael W. Stovall,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of
and the
Virginia,
Constitution of Virginia,
and that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge
discharge
and perform
and perform
all the duties
all the duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as a member of Benton Town Council
as a member of Benton Town Council
for a term beginning
for a term beginning
January 1, 2023,
January 1, 2023,
and expiring December 31, 2026,
expiring December 31, 2026,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay,
Official certificate.
thank you.
Any comments?
Yeah, I'm gonna first off echo everything that Sabrina said, and, you know, our town is strong and vibrant, really because, in my opinion, three things. First off, the citizens that give us this opportunity, and the citizens live in this town. Secondly, the employees, each and every one of them, for whatever job they do, each and every one of them, they give it to gas every day, don't take their foot off the gas and touch the brakes till they get through doing what they're doing and they're going home. And then thirdly, the fact of this council. You know, I've had the opportunity to serve with people like a lot of you have in government positions, but we have without a doubt a great council. You know, one of the things I was telling somebody the other day, we don't always agree, but what we do is when we come out here, we work it out so that we're united. So I'm excited for the next 4 years. I'm excited for the town of Benton. You know, and I say to people all the time, if you talk to somebody, just invite them. Just invite them to come to this town so they can see what we got. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mike.
Mayor, I'll turn the meeting back over to you for the appointment of vice mayor.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Before I open the nominations, I'd like to say just a few words. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank Sabrina for serving as vice mayor for these past 2 years. It's always been a comfort to me to know that she has my back. She's always prepared, and it's great to know that she's there in case something goes wrong. And in addition to that, Vice Mayor McCarty has been really good about being available and prepared to discuss various aspects of the operation of the town. So I think she has served the town of Benton and this council very well. So thank you, ma'am, for a job well done. Yeah. The position of Vice Mayor in the town of Benton is certainly one of high honor and respect. Serving in the position for vice mayor indicates that you have earned the trust of our citizens through their vote for you to serve on council and the additional support of your fellow council members. Of course, any place of such high honor also carries the responsibilities and duties of the position. Every member of the Vinton Town Council is eligible and qualified to serve as vice mayor. Council members earn the qualification by being elected by the citizens of the town of Vinton. In Vinton, we have always strived to allow everyone on town council to have the opportunity to serve at least one term in the position of vice mayor. So tonight I want to first of all open the floor for nominations for vice mayor. And I will start by saying tonight I'd like to place the name of Councilman Mike Stovall in nomination for the position of vice mayor. We all know Mike is very highly qualified. Mike is very experienced in the operation of public budgets since he is was a long-term member of the Roanoke County School Board and is now serving on our town finance committee. Mike has been elected by the citizens of the town of Vinton twice to serve on town council and 5 times to serve on the Roanoke County School Board. Mike has patiently and graciously waited his turn to serve as others with more seniority served in the vice mayor position. It is now Mike's turn, and it is my honor to place Mike's name in nomination for vice mayor. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll close the nominations for vice mayor. Ma'am, if you would call the roll, please.
Councilmember McCarty,
Yes.
Councilmember Mullins.
Yes.
Councilmember Stovall, Mayor Gross.
Yes. All right, thank you, and congratulations, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Thank you very much. Thank
You
y'all.
betcha. Thank you.
Come up again. I, Michael W. Stovall,
I, Michael W. Stovall,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of Virginia,
the Constitution of Virginia.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties
all the duties
incumbent upon me
incumbent upon me
as Vice Mayor
as Vice Mayor
of Vinton Town Council
of Vinton Town Council
for a term beginning
for term beginning
January 1, 2023,
January 1, 2023,
and expiring December 31, 2024,
expired December 31, 2024,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God. Thank you. You know, I made comments a few minutes ago, so I'm not gonna make any more comments, but I want everybody to stand up. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Shake your hand.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
And he doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be another Santa Claus in case, if we need it. That's part of the job.
There you go. Nice start on the beard already.
So Mayor Gross, this concludes the investiture service. I now turn the meeting back over to you.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. Good job as always. We appreciate the way you handle that, Susan. You always do a great job. Thank you for that. All right, we will move on to the appointments. The first group we have is the council appointed officers.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to appoint Richard W. Peters, Jr., Town Manager, Cody Sexton, Treasurer, Mauricio Drummond, Chief of Police, Jeremy Carroll, Town of Attorney, for terms ending on December the 31st of 2024, and to appoint Richard W. Peters, Jr. as Town Clerk for a term beginning February 1, 2022, and ending December 31, 2024.
Okay, thank you, sir. Council, you've heard the nominations, the appointments. Is there a second?
I'll make a second.
Susan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mullins,
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall.
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes. All right. You guys are stuck again. All right, the next item is council-appointed committees.
That's me.
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint members of council to the following committees for 2-year terms ending December the 31st, 2024. Sabrina McCarty and Keith Lyles to the Community Development Committee, Brad Gross and Mike Stovall to the Finance Committee, and Lori Mullins and Sabrina McCarty to the Public Works Committee.
Okay, council, you've heard the list of committee appointments. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, Susan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mullins,
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall.
Yes.
Mayor Gross.
Yes. I certainly want to just briefly congratulate, first of all, the folks that were elected to various positions tonight, and also our appointed members. We have, as Mike mentioned earlier, we have a really, really powerful staff, and that's one of the main reasons so many things get done around here. So we appreciate all these important committee assignments. So, and with that, we'll move on to the consent agenda for tonight. It has several items. Of course, the regular council meeting minutes of December 6, 2022. Seems like so long ago. Also, the schedule for the calendar year of 2023, as well as the holiday schedule. A resolution appropriating funds for some scrap metal to the Public Works Department. A resolution appropriating some reimbursement insurance funds for a police vehicle that was damaged. Are there any changes or additions to the consent agenda?
I so move the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented, and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Susan, I guess you got who that was that made the motion.
I did.
Thank you. I forgot to mention him. All right, now to the fun part of the evening. The awards and introductions, and we'll start off with recognition of a very special person. Donna, are you going to handle that this evening?
I got clogs for Christmas, so I don't have to go down as far. Since obviously we weren't going to build a step, I had to do it on my own. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, thank you for letting me speak tonight, and Happy New Year. Since 2016, the town has asked employees to nominate a coworker that has gone above and beyond in teamwork, work performance, attitude, and commitment, and this year's nomination continues that tradition. 2022's recipient exemplifies those qualities. She began working for the town on July 1st of 2012 in the Public Works Department. As many of us can attest, there are trials to starting a new position. You know, will I fit in, or can I handle what they ask of me? Well, she didn't have time to consider her concerns, as the community concerns were heightened by the chaos and stress from the derecho that hit our region on June 29th, 2012. Public Works played a pivotal role in helping the community work its way back to its normal, and the newest member of the team was essential in that process. She is selfless in her actions. She excels at her working with citizens and staff in Public Works. She's the go-to person for everyone and for whatever they need. She has a team player attitude. She understands what high priority objectives are, and she works diligently to achieve them and to make them happen. She leads by word and example. And perhaps most importantly, she is dependable, honest, and has an infectious attitude. From natural disasters to a pandemic, she always finds a way to come through in the end for all of us. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce 2022's Employee of the Year as Ms. Jill Acker.
All right. I know Debbie wants to shout it. It's what an honor to present this to you. We are all so very proud of you. And I would just like to say personally, I had an opportunity to get to know Jill while we worked together on the committee, the Public Works Committee. Always appreciated her opinion and the hard work. What really impressed me is she always handled things in such a ladylike manner. And I appreciate that so much. So thank you for all you've done.
No. Thank you. The most important is thank you to my guys that are here, and the guys that I try to look after. They mean the most to me. They're the ones that put me here, and that's what I appreciate. So thank you very much. Hang on, Mom.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Very well. Very well deserved.
Back that way. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew.
We all know Jill works hard and does a great job, but I think it's significant indeed that there are so many public works staff folks here tonight to support her. That really says a lot. So thank you guys for coming and showing your support for Jill. I know she appreciates it, and we appreciate seeing you. All right, Chastity, I think it's your turn.
I always want to do like a, hey, y'all, how you doing? I just feel like it's appropriate when I get up here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Whatever works for you.
How are y'all doing tonight? I'm here to give up, let's see, I'm going to give some updates on events and then give you some updates on the War Memorial and Community Center. So hopefully by now everyone has their calendar. It's in the minutes. You should have your calendar. And by like me standing in finance today for 5-7 minutes, they already had somebody pick up a calendar and they already have a list of people that need calendars. So they're mistakenly being misplaced in other places. I just think it's so cool. They wanted another copy. Sounds
Right.
good, right?
Well, me too, but yeah.
Okay, I have one left. No, I'm just kidding. So I hope you all enjoy it. This calendar right here is bringing some more life to the town. We got to do it in color again this year, so that always is nice. I hope you enjoy the pictures. It's all from Jenny Marie's Photography. She's a local photographer in town. She does a lot of work for Visit Virginia's Blue Ridge, so I appreciate her for all of her work. And then Sherry Winkler from Night Owl Arts. She's the one who put it all together. So a huge team, all the staff, everybody that helped be the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th eyes. And I think Bo's already told me my first mistake, so it's really okay, you guys. Of course, you know, if he can call me out, he will. And then for events, I think Sabrina named everything, except for there was one thing that I thought was really cool that the Lancer Lot is doing now. Every Saturday, they are doing Theater on Ice, and it's different per month. It's actually from now until April, so I'll try to put it in the first of each month so you'll know, but it's every Saturday from 10:45 a.m. to 12 noon. And from everything that I've seen online, it looks like some are like Disney, different little characters. So go check it out if you can. And then also Monday through Friday during the week, they have open ice from 1 to 3:30. So that's something that they changed up. So hopefully some schools and some in-home daycares can go there. And other than that, Sabrina covered the rest.
Oh, okay.
So I'll move on to the War Memorial and Community Center. I wanted to come here really to brag on the girls in Gary. So you'll hear me say that a lot because there's Ann Gary, and we can't do anything without Gary. So I want to thank them. I wish they could all be here tonight, but unfortunately, or fortunately, we had a 7 a.m. event this morning of 150 electricians getting certified out of the state, and then the same thing tomorrow. So they couldn't make it here. They all know I'm coming here. I told them I wouldn't talk very bad about them, since they can't be here. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely have to give them all the credit for everything that's been going on for the past year. They have definitely really stepped up with all the bookings, keeping the client relationships together, doing a little more networking now that we're past the pandemic. So I really just wanted you guys to know that on an average, they'll flip in rooms 8 times a week. So if you think about just the ballroom and putting that wall up and dividing that out, plus we have the other 2 rooms, those rooms, they just start looking like walls constantly, and you're just changing them. So I wanted y'all to see some of the harder numbers so y'all could see what all they're doing within the 4 walls and the roof. So within them flipping an event, that's still setting tables, chairs, linen, centerpieces, greeting all the vendors, clients, making appointments, still showing the building, still selling it. They're in charge of cleaning the whole entire kitchen, and the vendors, there's a lot to do with that, the caterers. So if a caterer leaves, they get stuck sometimes with it. So, and then they wash every linen that we see. So everything that y'all see at any event, we wash it in the basement. I have to stop saying we, because it's them. It's not me. So I appreciate them. And also, if you've ever been to the basement in the last 5 years, we couldn't walk in it. And now it actually has like different rooms for decor and different items. So like Public Works has their own little section, which is like my decor section. And then they have just Dogwood has a section. I mean, it's a little bit of everything down there. So I appreciate them for keeping everything so tidy and keeping up with the events. They have made it through another holiday season, and it was full on. So roughly in 2022, for the whole entire year, we hosted 273 events at the War Memorial and 394 at the community center. That includes your paid rentals, your senior programs, and your town event and events through different departments if they needed to host an event. I am happy to say, as of today, if we do not book anything else, we already have 293 events on the books for Vinton War Memorial, 325 events on the books for the community center, and that's if we book nothing from today until June. That's what's on there right now. So I know without a shadow of a doubt they will surpass anything that we've done and probably touch numbers since before 2018. Wow. So it's amazing. Like, I did a little bit of projections, and I don't want Andrew to be like, yes, here comes the money, but I got to brag a little bit. So we will have over 20,000 guests in the War Memorial, over 13,000 guests at the community center in 12 months total. We're projected to reach over $200,000 in revenue sales if trending what we're doing right now. We're around 135 as of today, which is great compared to what we've been in the years. So I couldn't do that without you guys help and support. Also with them dealing with me with my out-of-the-box ideas like Christmas parades and trees in the yard and whatever else events we call it, Santa Crawl. They're very gracious to like let us use the parking lots and things like that, because they can't rent the building that day, even on a Santa Crawl, so they can't do anything. So anyway, I just wanted to come and let you guys know that they go above and beyond. They pay attention to detail. They deal with me and my little quirkiness, and I don't like crooked linen, so I told them I would at least say that. So again, I want to say thank you to Dana, Amanda, Caroline, Shay, and Gary. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have or anything like that.
Wow. Folks.
I know it's a lot, real short. But.
Yeah, what a great report, and it just blows me away because I can remember when those numbers were.
I do too.
Yeah, well, yeah. We're not even close to that. And let me say something that you just touched on I think is very, very important. takes a lot of different kinds of folks to make a team, make it work right. And sounds like some of your, I won't call them quirky, creative ideas, okay?
Like it.
Worked real well with some great management, both there and down here in this building. So I think it's a great team, and that's why things are working so well. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank y'all very much.
Wait.
Oh,
Can I give
sorry.
a compliment?
Okay.
The lights for Christmas. The lights.
Yeah.
Right
Did
here.
anybody see the lights?
It's Jason, Jerry, and Keith. Andrew got out there for a couple
They were out
of
of
them.
this. I mean, Pete sent me a text as soon as they went up. I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so." And I've heard so many people that do not live here that drive through here that said those lights are perfect. I mean, and for the whole time, for the most part, for the whole time, there were no bulbs out, nothing. I mean, and they even commented on that.
That's
that there was
awesome.
no bulbs out.
Good.
And I was like, I know, isn't that cool? Did you go down to the farmer's markets?
Spotting the new ones, that was fun. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
And I did see where several people had commented that they really drove around and complimented how the downtown, it didn't stop downtown, it kept going.
Yeah.
So to me, that just is another example of our growth.
Yep.
So I think it's really cool, and y'all let me and Pete get together, we might have snow blowing wherever next year, you never know.
Some of those creative ideas.
Hey, you never know.
And I do agree with the mayor in the fact that teamwork comes with good management, and you obviously have that, and your
Thank
team obviously respects you and wants to do well, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina. Anyone else?
I couldn't have said it better.
Thanks, Lori.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just look back at back in the day, the war memorial, people go, when they renovated it, was it going to do, was you going to get the money back and all that? And I mean, to call out the numbers from last year and then the numbers from this year, I mean, it's huge. And so congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Congratulations. Great job. All right. Okay, next item is citizen comments and petitions. This is for anything that's not listed on the agenda. Anything tonight? Nope. With that, I don't see anything listed for briefings. So we will move on to the items that require action. Mr. Peters?
Yes, good afternoon, Mayor Gross, members of council.
Good to see you.
I just have one item requiring action this evening. The town utilizes preempt detectors that interrupt the traffic signals within town to assist with emergency services response, primarily fire engines and ambulances. Previously, the town has operated these preempt detectors on 5 intersections, and there's been brought to our attention that it's about time to replace those existing 5. And while we were looking into that, we investigated and reached out to our counterparts in Roanoke County and asked them for their advice on other intersections that would be important for us to consider these detectors so that we can have that flow of not only Roanoke County Fire and EMS, our volunteer fire and EMS, but actually the city of Roanoke, who pass through our borders responding to calls as well. And through a number of discussions with a public works director, and I'll introduce one of our guests this evening, we actually made the determination that it would be a great benefit if we could not only replace the existing 5, but actually add the other 6 intersections with these preempt detectors. So it's my recommendation this evening that we, there's a funding request associated with this resolution to transfer just over $92,000 to the capital fund outlay to provide for the replacement and installation of these preempt detectors. And as I alluded, I would like to introduce Deputy Chief Campbell from Roanoke County. He's graciously came in this evening to talk a little bit about how important these detectors are and certainly be available for any questions you may have.
Great.
Thanks, Pete.
Good evening, Deputy Chief.
As Pete alluded to, I don't want capstone on something that y'all have talked about, but one of the reasons I'm here is because of the relationships and being able to work with the staff and being able to talk about some needs and infrastructure, and the ability for us to do our job is starts with you guys in this room and in this project moving forward. You know, everyone's real quick to praise public safety, the jobs that we do, and it's the infrastructure and it's these type of projects that really make us accomplish our mission. And Pete and Bo and myself, we communicate a lot, and those relationships are just really tremendous with the momentum Vinton has and the synergy that's going on here. It's really good. And so when we talked about these receptors, these Opticomms is what they call them, and the need to come up with these additional ones, we looked at the responses, we worked at the needs and the growth of the community and the traffic and so forth, and that's kind of how we got to this point. You know, one of the most dangerous things we do in is responding in public safety, and a lot of people don't see that. That is one of the things that we have the least control about is other people and their reactions on the road when we're running an emergency.
Gotcha.
So we can't get there. We don't want to create another emergency, but it's not all about getting there. It's also getting the people to the hospital that are injured or sick. Those receptors, Opticomms, provide us a means to be able to enhance our response times from doorstep to doorstep, meaning the 911 doorstep to the hospital doorstep, so we could get aid rendered to those people in need. Really, I feel great about being here, and the people here is what makes it so great. And Pete, thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you guys for considering this project. I think infrastructure, it's very important as we move forward. And if anybody has any questions,
Well, Deputy Chief, first of all, I want to thank you for being here and those kind remarks. A lot of good things going on in town. And one of the things we've gotten in the habit of doing is we like to do things first class. I'm assuming that with this number of Opticons, considering the size of our town and everything, this ought to put us in pretty good shape. Is that accurate?
Yes. Oh, yes. With these right here, will put the town in a tremendous shape.
Okay.
As far as, you know, especially the one, was it Washington on the hill? Yes.
Mountain View.
Mountain View.
Right.
That one's huge. Just for the simple stopping big trucks on a hill and trying to start again, sometimes is, if we can keep the traffic queue moving, that's some of my VDOT talk, the queue, I learned that. The traffic queue moving, it helps us to keep continuing to our destination.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Well, it's good to know we're going to have a first-class system. Comments, folks?
Now, we were talking in finance one day about Hardy Road, Virginia to Hardy, and I was on there one day. It was like 5:15, and traffic's backed all the way up to Precision Fabrics, and I'm thinking, he'd probably been better off to got in the opposite lane because people couldn't get out of the way, and that's one of the reasons that we talked about doing them throughout the whole town. Was for that reason, so that
The other lane, we're actually dealing with that in the county on Hirschberger Road if our news stations have going up. So that's one of the things that we're trying to avoid is that other lane, and we're working with VDOT, just to give you an example, in that area because of the traffic backing up through, down through there as well.
Yeah. So is this something our Public Works Department maintains after it's been installed? Okay.
Yes, to my knowledge, yes it is.
Good.
Bo's been great. We talk a lot and on these items and very reactionary. So
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sounds great. Thank you, sir.
All right,
very
thank you.
much. Okay, Council, you have before you a resolution that would transfer the $92,618.62 to purchase the new Opticom system as we've heard described. What's your pleasure?
I will make a motion to adopt.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilmember Mullins to adopt the resolution, a second by Councilmember McCarty. Susan, please call the roll.
Councilmember Mullins?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. Resolution passes. Thank you, Deputy Chief. We appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
I do not have any project updates at this time. We provided a pretty extensive update at our December meeting.
Right.
At the next council meeting, we will be providing a little bit of a year in review of 2022, so we can look forward to that at next council meeting.
Yep.
Thank you, Mayor Gross.
Thank you, sir. All right, we still got more work to do this evening. Okay. Next item is appointments to boards and commissions.
I have that. I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Mandy Fullen to the Board of Zoning Appeals to a new 5-year term beginning January 17th, 2023, and ending January 16th, 2028. And also Marshall Stanley to the Roanoke Valley Regional Cable TV Committee to replace Susan Johnson.
Thank you, ma'am. And one of those names sound vaguely familiar. Yeah, that's my daughter, by the way. In case. Okay, folks, you've heard the report. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Do we call a roll on that?
I will.
Please.
Councilmember Mullins?
Yes.
Councilmember McCarty?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stovall?
Yes.
Mayor Gross?
Yes. Thank you, folks. All right. With that, we'll move on to the Finance Committee report.
Right. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council.
Evening.
Seems like it's been a while since we've been here, but going forward, a lot of the committee discussions that we had have already been handled. Of course, the appropriations were handled in consent agenda, and Pete just talked up and you all wrapped up the Opticon conversation. But town revenues remain strong through October. Mills tax, pari-mutuel, and Roanoke County sales tax have all remained strong and good. The big hit that we had in October was the paving that we had to undertake. So that was a $1.1 million hit to really fund balance in our just overall cash position. That being said, the town still remains strong. We've got about $10 million in cash between accounts that's on hand, and that's accumulation of our ARPA money and then general checking. And then also just shy of $4 million in various investment accounts. One thing that we chatted about the last time we had this discussion was what we could do to optimize our investment policies. And we had talked about the CD that we took on that was a high interest bearing CD. There was one discussion that we had that was tabled from that meeting, and it was what we could do with our checking account balance. So we keep the bulk of our funds in our checking account with Wells Fargo, and that was the only non-interest bearing account that we had. So we were actually approached by Wells Fargo with the interest environment that we were in with a product that they called a sweep product that would allow us to accrue interest on those funds. So that being said, we kind of did our due diligence, did our homework. We reached out to other folks that used that handled public funds and kind of questioned, the process and how they felt about it. And that being said, we did decide to move forward with that, and I'm happy to say at this point that we can generate as much as $5,800 a month in interest on money that we previously had no interest generation on. So that's going to accumulate to about $70,000 a year on just the interest in our general checking accounts. So that was the last non-interest bearing account that we had. So at this point, all of our funds are working for us to the positive. So. That is exciting. Is there any questions you all have that might be able to?
No, Andrew, let me just say, and of course, as you know, Mike and I serve on the Finance Committee with you and Cody, and quite frankly, it's not been a committee that I've looked forward to over the years, but you guys have really made it a pleasure to serve on that committee. Somehow you make numbers exciting. And of course, when you come up with good management ideals like that produce an extra, what'd you say, $5,800? Well then, yeah, that makes for a good committee meeting. So thank you guys for the good management and the great job you were doing. I think it's a good committee, don't you, Mike?
I do, sir. Very good committee.
Yeah, so thank you for that report.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for the support.
You bet. So, council, you've heard the Finance Committee report. Is there a motion to accept it as presented?
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Thank you. All right. Finally get down to the mayor section tonight, and we've only got an hour and a half to go. No, I'm only teasing. I just want to make a few brief comments. One of the things I did want to mention briefly, because I think we should promote it whenever we get a chance, is our new Code Red system. And to our citizens out there, there's several different ways to sign up for that. Probably the easiest way to just go on sign online to our website. Gosh, I should have asked you earlier. I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you have any idea how many folks have signed up?
Last count was over 200, but that's been several weeks. That was maybe within the first week we had launched. So I'll get an update for you and have that information for you at the next council meeting.
Okay. Sorry, Pete. I should have asked earlier.
I can say that we have a RDTV helped produce a YouTube PSA that will be you'll receive a copy tomorrow and it will go live.
Okay.
Tomorrow. That's another recruitment tool that we'll be utilizing through social media to encourage folks to register. So keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, okay. I got to smile. It's just amazing to me every time I think of something and it's a really great idea and a good question. It's, oh yeah, we got that covered. We'll have that tomorrow, right? So happens all the time, believe me, folks. But anyhow, the last thing I wanted to say is I just wanted to thank everyone for great holidays. Debbie Adams and I were talking earlier, and it seems as though this December got really busy. Last December, folks were starting to come back out after the pandemic, but man, they showed up in full force this year, and there was a lot of people doing a lot of different things, and by that I mean we had a really successful Christmas parade, and I thought the Santa Claus went awesome. You know, it was just really good. And Public Works guys, I want to thank you. I mean, I know a lot of people worked on that and coordinated and all that, police department and community activities. Public Works really stepped up. Man, they built sleds and everything, and it looked great. And it really it came off real well. And the children in the neighborhoods really appreciated it. I think it's an awesome event. And you folks in Public Works went a long way toward making it so successful. So thank you for that. And I know the police department was right there with us too. So it's there again. It takes one of those team efforts, that's for sure. But just a great event. The other thing I would like to mention, because I thought it was just really nice, a lot of great camaraderie. And that was the employee holiday lunch. Wasn't that a lot of fun?
It was.
You know, it was a lot of fun. And it was held up at the Fenton Bowling Center this year. And I tell you, it just worked. I don't know who all worked on that. I suspect a lot of people, a couple in particular, I'm sure. But I just want to thank everyone that worked on that, because we just had a lot of great events this year. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. All right, with that, I will shut up and turn it over to council. Mr. Vice Mayor, you have anything further?
No, just once again, want to thank the citizens for giving me another 4 years. Thank you to my colleagues for the vice mayor's position, and just how excited I am about 2023. I mean, we've just, we've got it going on. I mean, naturally, when you get a finance report when you're not in debt, that's nice.
That's good.
You know, but yeah, looking forward to it. Thank y'all for 2022, and we'll give it to gas in 2023.
That's right. Ma'am, anything further?
Congratulations,
Thank
Vice
you.
Mayor. And I usually try to write little things down as I go so I won't forget at the end. And Chastity's joy, and I know she works a lot, and everything just looks so smooth, and she's running around like crazy getting it done. But her happiness and joy and just telling everybody the excitement about Vinton is just contagious, and we needed that tonight. I like that a lot. And Santa Claus was wonderful. Every year, it just gets better and better. We had a ball, and I love to get with all the groups and swap some stories, because that's really fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It is. All right, thank you, ma'am. And you're right, contagious is a good word to describe her energy.
Yeah.
Anything further, ma'am?
Congratulations to Mike.
Thank you.
And I also wanted to congratulate Jill again. I have had the privilege of working with Jill in the Public Works on the committee for, I don't even know how many years, but Public Works has a special place in my heart. Those guys are very hardworking, and she keeps them in line, and it's just a pleasure to be able to get to know you through that committee, and everything that you do, and how you just take everything with stride. So that the nomination for Employee of the Year was very well deserved by you. So thank you very much for all you do. Happy New Year to everybody, and thanks to everybody who has been texting me and staying in touch with me about my mother. We've had she's having some medical issues, so we have been working really hard, my sisters and I. So I apologize that I did have to miss a couple of the events that we had going on in December. I wish that I could have been there, but I appreciate your prayers and support.
We knew where you were, and that was important, so
Thank
not a
you.
problem at all. Well, as we've mentioned a couple of times tonight, we've had a lot of great activities, had a lot of fun, and it's taken teamwork to put those activities together. So we always want to thank those teams. I would, in closing tonight, like to thank one other team sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, and that's this town council. Man, I tell you what, we don't always agree, like you said, but when this council needs to come together and get important things done, they do. It's a great group of folks up here, and I appreciate all of you. Anything further to come before council meeting this evening? Nope. If there's nothing further, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor signify by leaving. Thank you, folks. God bless.